For OKC, their off-season questions? Like, it's tough in the moment, but they got to feel good about where their season was.
That's the only one out of everybody that lost. I think that's the only one, if I played for them, that I would feel good about. Because for that team, ain't nobody expect them to do what they did this year.
No, they still.
You know what I'm saying? So, like, you definitely got to feel good about that. Like, damn, all right, out of all the good teams that's in the West, shit, we had the number 1 seed, and we what? I think they won, 6-0 before they finally lost their first one?
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
swept the first round.
Like, man, that's young boys, they played pretty good. And then they were young as well. You know, they ain't had no real veterans.
Yeah.
So, yeah, if I'm a young boy, I'm like, all right, I'm looking at this season. Granted, we didn't win a championship. I'm looking at it as a positive thing. As a positive thing. You got to. Let's stick together.
The goal.
Yeah, it's a step. Let's stick together this summer. You know what I'm saying? Go home, visit, but come back. Let's get some work in. You know what I'm saying? Like, those probably some of the things that they should be saying in that locker room.
No, I think the two things they got to address, they got to get rid of Giddey, because there's no way you should move your starting point guard to the bench. You got to get a shooter there. Got to get somebody. You got to get a shooter there, and then you also got to get a backup center, or that's a bruiser to help Chet. Excuse me, to help Chet.
A big fella.
You got to get somebody that can, because Chet.
Like Daniel Gafford.
So Daniel Gafford. That was to my point. If you look at Lively, because they was like, oh, we got Lively, he's good, but he's lanky, he's slim, he's lean.
Right.
We need somebody behind him that got a little bit of, got a little bit of, got a little bit of something to him, and that's what my mindset took me to. They got to get somebody like that for Chet, because Chet can low-key float to the 4. And you can play a big man there. Now you're really huge on the wings. You got a big man, you got a 7-foot center, you got a 7'3", 7'2", 4 man that's shooting threes. That's out here. Now we blocking shots, we getting all the rebounds. So those are the two things I think that can help them get better. But you got to think about moving Giddey, because Giddey became more of a liability down the stretch than he was an asset with that team, because he couldn't shoot. And you know how it is in coaching. We're gonna try to make sure that Giddey finds that ball in that corner. We stopping everything, we'll let Giddey shoot in the corner, and we'll deal with that. And that's kind of what you look at the teams. They was like, and Giddey got the winding it up, and his confidence was there. It wasn't there like it probably was during them regular season games or whenever when he might hit them.
He had what, like one good game?
If that.
Maybe he had the solid game once they finally put him on the bench.
Yeah,
but it does
like
feel like
10 points, 12 points, something like that.
Like for the games they're trying to win in the rounds where they're trying to go, you see how he's going to be guarded. So unless he just come back a 45% three-point shooter, it does feel like he's probably the odd man out. You mentioned marketing for New York. I kind of like marketing for Oklahoma City.
I mean, yeah.
In terms of big guy that can shoot it like that.
Man, he's a hot commodity this summer. Everybody's calling for him. Trust me.
His age? You talking like his age?
No, I'm just saying.
Inside information?
Inside scoop?
Yeah.
I mean, but if you because it's the coach in me. So you're saying you want to. No, but if you look at how you want to slot guys in the way this game is, man, marketing is great. I mean, Utah would be tough for them to give up one of their best assets, but everybody's probably putting in that call for him, and that's why I said a guy like Julius Randle, they might bite, because Julius is a 20, 25 point a night guy. They might bite.
Never know.
That's the thing. Like, people were kind of upset with the Thunder because they have so many extra first-round picks, draft picks, cap space, and they didn't really do anything at the deadline. With people saying, like, hey, your window is it's a short window, shorter than you think, and it's open now. Do we feel like they should have pushed some chips in? Is that hindsight? Because people were saying it at the time, like at the trade deadline. What if they got P.J. Washington? What if they got Gafford?
Nah.
Instead of Dallas getting those guys.
Shit, what if I had a bottle of motherfucking sake right now? You know what I'm saying? If
You don't?
fit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't go for that. I don't think they needed any pieces. Keep them pieces together. I think they did right. We got a good young core. Obviously they get along. You know what I'm saying? That's the key thing when it comes to a lot of these teams. Yeah, they really fuck with each other, like hanging out and shit. You know what I'm saying? No matter what, dinner, movie, club, whatever.
Commercials,
commercials,
all that.
Yeah, you can see they really like each other, hanging out and shit. So I'm gonna keep them together. I'm not going to tank that. I'm not going to fuck with that now. Do some things on a bench. I'm coming on, some picking up some things on a bench or whatever. Try to maybe get a veteran or two in there or something who could be their Jeff Green.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that's all they need. That core group, I wouldn't fuck with that, yo. I wouldn't fuck with that.
Would you move Giddey or you?
Yeah, no. I would move him for sure.
Okay.
I would move him
but
because
the other Shai, Dort, J-Dub, Chet. That's your.
No, we locked in.
We staying right here. Don't even. I don't even want to hear no type of offers or anything about them. Yeah.
Yeah, and I also think they were winning. So now you kind of just like, shoot, man, we ain't used to being first. It'll be cool.
Right,
we
don't want
to rock the boat right now. Let these boys rock. You know what I mean? Because we don't want to come in because when you make a trade, and if people always being honest, it becomes kind of a distraction a little bit because now you got to integrate new guys. You got guys that you were probably with all summer working out. Went through training camp. Now we done worked out. We done played games all the way through February. Now, you done traded away 2 of my homeboys and brought in 2 other dudes I don't even know. You know what I mean? So now we got to try to make stuff work. And we did it every year in Portland. You know what I'm saying? You'll trade 2 or 3 of our key guys or our guys, and then you bring in 2 or 3 guys and they like, all right, now y'all go hoop. Y'all go make it work.
Figure it out.
Go right on the fly, right now in front of the world. You know what I'm saying? In front of the world against the best players in the world. So some people probably already know how that goes. So they're probably like, nah, let us just chill. Let us, we're playing well. Let's not rock the boat. And like she said, if we do, it'll probably been some minor changes on that bench or maybe some tweaks. But we ain't messing with the core, and that core might go to 7 people.
Real minor.
7, 8 people. So you know what I'm saying. But yeah, I think that's probably the mindset.
We think it's like a championship, potentially championship trio. Like they had Durant, Harden, Westbrook.
Well, I mean, you better get what you can out of them right now because they on that different paper as far as the contracts go. Yeah. So you better get what you can out of them right now. So that, I guess that would probably be the best thing to say for them, in my opinion. Yo, we gotta championship or bust.
Yeah.
Like they've now stepped into, like this year was, let's just see. Oh, we won seed. Like we're here now. Next year should be, we can win the championship.
Yeah. I mean, they become how it used to be when every year it's like, oh man, it's some dangerous teams. They can win it. So you're gonna be talking about them, Minnesota, Dallas, Denver. There's gonna be so many teams. So now now it's like, okay, every game now, West, you like, man, it's a dogfight every night.
Yep.
Back when we used to play, I remember one year we played in the season. I mean, I think we had 6 or 7 teams might have had 50+ wins or something like that at West. It was crazy.
Yep.
Like it was like 6 or 7 teams that won 50 games, 60 games, something 50. I mean, it was crazy.
Beat the shit out the East.
Yeah, we were just feasting on the East, and you know what I'm saying, and then the lower teams in the West. You just. But
everybody else was solid.
Everybody else. Now when we play against those top 7 or 8 teams, man, it's going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it brings that back. So now you like, okay, they can win a championship? They got it. We don't know because they never done it, but they can get there because they got the talent.
Fact.